The I remember when technique. For the entrepreneur currently facing a challenge, you must use the I remember when technique to break the spell of the current fact. Imagine you are talking to a friend 3 years from now. You can feel the comfort of your current wealth. You say to them, I remember when I used to worry about how to make money. I remember when I was stressed about that old business debt. By saying, I remember when, you are mentally placing your current problems in the past. You are telling your subconscious that the struggle is over. This is a powerful form of motivation that rewires your brain to look for success stories instead of failures. Why you don't fake it until you make it. Many life coaches tell you to fake it until you make it, but I tell you that is a mistake. Faking implies that it isn't real. In the law of assumption, you are not faking. You are appropriating a reality that already exists in the world of imagination. Imagine you are a traveler who has reached a destination. You aren't faking being there. You are actually there. By using these exercises, you are not lying to yourself. You are telling a deeper truth. You are claiming your divine right as a creator. You are moving into the flow of abundance that Abraham Hicks, Joel Osteen, and Napoleon Hill describe, but with a surgical sensory precision that few understand. Sustaining the state. The final part of this exercise is what you do after you open your eyes. Next, I would like to touch upon the afterglow. When you finish your meditation, do not jump up and check your bank account to see if the money has arrived. That is like digging up a seed to see if it's growing. You must carry the feeling of the exercise with you as you go about your day. Imagine you are wearing a secret, invisible crown. You can feel the weight of it. It changes the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you treat your business associates. When you stay in this afterglow, the world of shadows has no choice but to rearrange itself to match the royal state you have assumed. It is done. It is finished. Beyond visualization, sustaining the resonance, many can imagine for 5 minutes in the silence of their room, but few can embody that state for the remaining 24 hours of the day. This, my friend, is the singular difference between a fleeting dreamer and a truly wealthy entrepreneur. To manifest millions, you must move beyond the occasional act of visualization and into a state of permanent, deliberate, sustained emotional resonance with your financial goal. The mental diet, your inner conversation. Next, I would like to touch upon your mental diet. Just as your physical body is the result of the food you consume, your external reality is the result of the thoughts you entertain. Most people believe their thoughts are private and have no power, but I tell you that every I am that passes through your mind is a creative act. Imagine you spend 10 minutes in meditation feeling rich, but the rest of your day is spent complaining about the price of groceries, judging the wealth of others, or worrying about your business expenses. You are essentially building a beautiful temple in the morning and tearing it down brick by brick in the afternoon. You must realize that your inner speech, the conversation you carry on with yourself in the silence of your own heart, is the most potent form of manifestation. If you want to manifest, your inner dialogue must match your wish fulfilled. If you are a millionaire, you do not talk to yourself about being broke. You do not look for sales out of fear. You look for value out of wisdom. You can feel the shift in your internal resonance when you align your secret thoughts with your public desires. This is the metaphysics of success that requires a 24-hour commitment to your new identity. The power of inner speech. Imagine you are walking down the street. In your mind, you are congratulating yourself. You are talking to your friends in your imagination, and they are telling you how much they admire your success stories. This is not daydreaming. This is a controlled mental exercise. Next, I would like to touch upon the imaginary conversation. One of the most effective ways to sustain your resonance is to hold conversations with people you know, but only in your mind. Imagine you are hearing your bank manager's voice on the phone. Do not try to hear it. Feel the vibration of the voice as they tell you that your recent deposit has cleared. This keeps you in the flow of abundance. If you can control your inner speech, you can control your world. As Napoleon Hill or Tony Robbins might suggest, focus is key, but I go further. Your internal words are the blueprints of your physical rooms. Standing unmoved by the world of shadows. What would it feel like to be so grounded in your wealth that no bad news could shake you? To manifest millions, you must reach a point of unshakable conviction. This means that when the world of shadows, the physical 3D world, presents you with a challenge, you do not react. Imagine you are a traveler who has already seen the destination from a high mountaintop. If you descend into a valley and a fog rolls in, do you turn around and say the city is gone? Of course not. You continue walking because you have the evidence of things not seen. Your memory of the mountaintop is more real than the fog in the valley. You must treat your meditation like that mountaintop. When the fog of a slow business week or a rejected deal appears, you must remain unmoved. You can feel a quiet, secret smile in your heart because you know the truth. You are not manifesting. You are witnessing the unfolding of a state you have already occupied. This is the law of assumption in its most mature form. It is the realization of the promise that your imagination is the only true reality. Standing unmoved by the world of shadows. What would it feel like to be so grounded in your wealth that no bad news could shake you? To manifest millions, you must reach a point of unshakable conviction. This means that when the world of shadows, the physical 3D world, presents you with a challenge, you do not react. Imagine you are a traveler who has already seen the destination from a high mountaintop. If you descend into a valley and a fog rolls in, do you turn around and say the city is gone? Of course not. You continue walking because you have the evidence of things not seen. Your memory of the mountaintop is more real than the fog in the valley. You must treat your meditation like that mountaintop. When the fog of a slow business week or a rejected deal appears, you must remain unmoved. You can feel a quiet, secret smile in your heart because you know the truth. You are not manifesting. You are witnessing the unfolding of a state you have already occupied. This is the law of assumption in its most mature form. It is the realization of the promise that your imagination is the only true reality. The discipline of the master. Sustaining the resonance is an act of spiritual discipline. It is a form of meditation that you perform with your eyes wide open. You are the gardener of your mind. If a weed of doubt appears, do not fight it. That only gives it energy. Instead, look away. Turn your attention back to the happiness of your wish fulfilled. Whether you are an entrepreneur building a global brand or a student of metaphysics seeking personal happiness, the rule is absolute. You must stay in the state of the wish fulfilled until that state becomes your natural home. You must move from being a visitor in the state of wealth to being a permanent resident. When you achieve this, your external world will rearrange itself with a precision that will shock you. People will call you lucky. They will ask you for motivation and life coach advice. They will wonder how you found such purpose and success, but you will know the secret. You will know that the world is merely a mirror, and you have finally dared to see yourself as you truly wish to be. It is done. It is finished. To expand Chapter 7 into a 1,000-word masterclass for your Amazon paperback, we will focus on the garden of the subconscious, the story example of the physical check, and the surgical removal of mental blocks. This chapter moves the reader from the theory of feeling into the rewiring of their very identity. The Millionaire Mindset, rewiring your subconscious for abundance. Next, I would like to touch upon the internal machinery that governs your world, the subconscious mind. Imagine you are a gardener. Your conscious mind is the sower of seeds, but your subconscious is the rich, impartial soil. It does not care if you plant scarcity or million. It has no opinion on whether your desire is good or bad. It simply brings to harvest whatever you feel to be true. To manifest, you must stop watering the weeds of how will it happen and start living in the flow of it is done. The soil of the soul. The subconscious is the womb of creation. It is the bridge between your individual I am and the infinite intelligence of the universe. However, most entrepreneurs are trying to grow a harvest of wealth in soil that is packed with the rocks of old programming. You have spent years hearing that money is hard to make, or that you must sacrifice your happiness for success. These are not truths. They are merely old seeds. To shift your mindset, you must practice the precise methodology of ignoring the evidence of the senses. When you look at a bill, do not see a subtraction of your money. Instead, use the law of assumption to see it as a testimonial of your ability to pay. You can feel the shift in your gut when you move from the victim who owes money to the master who circulates it. Wealth is a frequency, not a figure. The story. Example: the physical check. In my lectures, I often tell the story example of a man who desperately desired a specific sum of money for a new business venture. He didn't look for a life coach, and he didn't spend his nights drafting desperate proposals. Instead, he sat in his quiet chair every night and imagined he was holding the physical check. He didn't just see the check. He felt the parchment. He smelled the ink. He felt the weight of the paper in his hands. Most importantly, he felt the relief of the deposit. He did this until the check felt more real to him than the chair he was sitting in. Within 3 weeks, through a chance encounter at a social event, a stranger offered him the exact funding he required. That is the power of the felt reality. He didn't work on the world of shadows. He worked on the subconscious soil, cultivating the inner dialogue of success. How to make money starts with how you talk to yourself in the silence of your own heart. You must cultivate an inner dialogue of success. The I remember when technique. If you are currently struggling, say to yourself, I remember when I used to worry about my bank account. This implies that the struggle is now in the past. It tricks the subconscious into accepting that you are currently in the state of financial freedom. The entrepreneur's meditation. Every morning, before you check your emails or the stock market, sit in the silence. Imagine you are already at the end of your day, looking back on a series of incredible wins. Feel the happiness of providing value to the world. Audiobook. Immersion. Surround yourself with the teachings of those who understood the law. Whether it is Napoleon Hill, Edward Art, or these Neville Goddard lectures, keep your mental diet focused on abundance. Overcoming the wall of resistance. Next, I would like to touch upon the wall of resistance. That when you aim for vast wealth, your old man, your old self will scream. He will tell you that you are a fraud or that the secret doesn't work for you. Imagine you are a captain of a ship. When the storm of doubt hits, do you abandon the ship? No. You hold the wheel tighter. These mental blocks are merely shadows. They have no power other than what you give them by reacting to them. When you encounter self-sabotage, do not fight it. Fighting only makes the resistance real. Instead, imagine those doubts are like clouds passing over a clear blue sky. You are the sky, vast, unchanging, and already wealthy. You must address these blocks by returning to the meditation of the wish fulfilled. If you feel a block of unworthiness, ask yourself, how would I feel right now if I were already the person I want to be? The moment you catch that feeling, the resistance dissolves like salt in water. This is how you manifest millions with unbelievable speed. You are not fixing the world. You are rewiring the observer of the world. The habit of abundance. Rewiring the subconscious is not a one-time event, it is a habit. Next, I would like to touch upon the naturalness of your new mindset. If being a millionaire feels too big or impossible, it is because you are still viewing it from the perspective of the old man. Imagine you are wearing a new pair of shoes. At first they may feel stiff, but the more you walk in them, the more they conform to your feet until you forget you are even wearing them. Your millionaire mindset must become that comfortable. You should reach a point where wealth feels as natural as breathing. In this state there is no effort. There is only the flow of abundance that Abraham Hicks, Joel Osteen, and Tony Robbins speak of. But it is anchored in the surgical spiritual truth that feeling is the secret. Your next million, actionable steps and living from the end. My friend, we have reached the pinnacle of our journey together. It is one thing to understand the law intellectually. It is quite another to walk in the garment of your new reality every single day. Next, I would like to touch upon the specific rhythmic movements you must make to ensure your dream becomes a physical fact. You are no longer a student. You are now the architect. The role of a lifetime. Imagine you are an actor who has just been given the role of a lifetime. If you were cast as a king, you wouldn't just read the script once and put it away. You would inhabit the character until you forgot where the actor ended and the royalty began. You would study how a king sits, how he speaks, and how he views his kingdom. This is exactly how you must approach your financial transformation. To manifest, you do not act like a millionaire. You become the consciousness of one. This is the ultimate metaphysics of success. You can feel the shift in your spine and your gaze the moment you accept this role as your true identity. Your next million, actionable steps and living from the end. My friend, we have reached the pinnacle of our journey together. It is one thing to understand the law intellectually. It is quite another to walk in the garment of your new reality every single day. Next, I would like to touch upon the specific rhythmic movements you must make to ensure your dream becomes a physical fact. You are no longer a student. You are now the architect. The role of a lifetime. Imagine you are an actor who has just been given the role of a lifetime. If you were cast as a king, you wouldn't just read the script once and put it away. You would inhabit the character until you forgot where the actor ended and the royalty began. You would study how a king sits, how he speaks, and how he views his kingdom. This is exactly how you must approach your financial transformation. To manifest, you do not act like a millionaire. You become the consciousness of one. This is the ultimate metaphysics of success. You can feel the shift in your spine and your gaze the moment you accept this role as your true identity. The step-by-step daily integration. To make the feeling of the secret your natural habitat, follow this precise sequence every day. Consistency is the only bridge between a dream and a success story. The morning inauguration. Before you even open your eyes, you can feel the weight of success. Do not jump into the day's tasks or check your phone. Spend those first few minutes in the silence simply whispering, "Thank you." Let the relief of having already achieved your millions wash over you like a warm tide. This sets the tonal scale for your entire day. The sensory anchor. Throughout your day, find a physical object, perhaps a ring on your finger or the steering wheel of your car, and imagine you are touching the luxury you have already claimed. Let that physical touch trigger the inner feeling of total security. This is your return to center, the twilight revision. As you lay your head down at night, review the day. If a moment did not go as you wished, if a business deal stalled or you felt a moment of lack, rewrite it in your mind. Imagine it happened exactly as the person you intend to be would have experienced it. This cleanses your subconscious soil before you enter the state of sleep. Sustaining the feeling amidst the storm. Next, I would like to touch upon what happens when the world of shadows tries to convince you that nothing has changed. There will be moments when the mail brings a bill or a deal falls through. In those moments, you must remember your senses are liars. They are only reporting the past version of you. Imagine you are a traveler who has already seen the destination from a mountaintop. If the path below becomes foggy, do you turn back and say the destination has vanished? No! You walk with the inner certainty of what you have seen. You can feel the presence of your wealth even when the bank statement says otherwise. Persistence is the only difference between a dreamer and a master. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Simply look past it. You are not waiting for money to arrive. You are waiting for the world to catch up to the fact that you already have it. The ultimate transformation, living from the end. The final and most profound step in our lectures is the transition from thinking of being a millionaire to living from the state of being one. This is the full body assumption. Imagine you no longer have to wonder how to pay for your desires or if you are worthy of happiness. How would you walk into a room? How would you breathe? How would you treat others? You can feel a profound shift in your posture and your tone of voice. You become more generous, more relaxed, and more certain. This is the flow of abundance that authors like Napoleon Hill and Tony Robbins speak of, a state of inspired action. You don't work to get, you work because it is the natural expression of who you are. The bridge of incidents in action. When you live from the end, you are no longer chasing the horizon, you are the horizon itself. People will ask you for your motivation secrets, and life coaches will want to study your purpose. They will see your wealth and call it luck, but you will know it was the law of assumption. Next, I would like to touch upon the inspired impulse. When you are in the state of the wish fulfilled, you will feel a sudden urge to do something, to call a specific person, to visit a certain place, or to start a new business project. Do not hesitate. This is the bridge of incidents manifesting in your physical world. You are being moved like a piece on a divine chessboard to the position of checkmate. Final conclusion. The promise fulfilled. As we conclude this journey, I want you to remember that the power to change your world is not in my words, but in your feeling. You are the creator. You are the I am. The millions you seek are not out there to be found. They are in here to be claimed. Imagine the version of you who has finished reading this book or watching this video. You can feel that something has changed forever. You no longer hope. You know, you no longer want. You have. The world has no choice but to reflect back to you the man or woman you have become in the secret places of your heart. Go forth and claim your wealth, your success, and your happiness. It is your birthright. It is done. It is finished.